KMC here, and then you see these agents come in. Those agents that come in are the shift. It's the detail team. For them to come in like that, that means this is a serious threat. Something serious happened. We're also seeing the
All right,
tactical
ladies and
team.
gentlemen,
we're
I
looking at
am
the live shot.
listening
We
to
look, the shot
CNN on
of the
TV.
tactical team. That's the element that comes in. When you see the tactical team, their job is to look for the threat. So you have two entities here. The agents in suits, the shift. Shift comes in, immediately comes on top of the president, and they are there to surround him and to make sure that the shots hit them. The tactical element that we see coming after.
All right, breaking news. Some idiot tried to take out Trump at a rally. It looks like the shots came from the side, maybe possibly the tree line. I don't know. I heard maybe 3-4 shots. He is, and it didn't sound like a high caliber weapon. He is bleeding from the side of the head, right. It looks like right at the top of his earlobe. Now, to me, it did not sound like a high caliber weapon, but depending on how far the weapon was away from the scene, I don't know. It could have been a small caliber weapon. They should check him out. Possibly he could have something lodged in his head, maybe a piece of shrapnel or something, maybe a small caliber bullet, but I would check him out completely. He is moving. He is alive. He is able to function and raise his hands and arms, and they got him out of there. Thank God. But yeah, what kind of crazy? This is unreal. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, now they're showing photos on CNN of him bleeding out the side of the head. Oh boy, it looks like maybe he lost the top of his ear. They just zoomed in on the side of his head. Possibly it looks like maybe he's lucky. Good God Almighty, he's lucky. Unbelievable. Let's listen in more on this.
When you do these events, and I've done these events, it's called a site advance. When you secure an event like this, you're the site agent. So you have two goals, two missions. I am to protect the President of the United States, right? However, the other goal or mission is the people at this event. So yes, they're targeting, or let's assuming, right, that again, we don't have confirmation. But when someone is targeting the president, right, if they're going to shoot.
All right, they just showed a zoomed in picture of the side of his head. It looks like Mike Tyson took a bite right out of his ear. It very well could be someone got him. He's lucky to be alive. They need to go through everything, CAT scan him, give him an MRI, check his head, make sure there ain't no fragments in there, nothing in there. Yeah, unbelievable, just unbelievable. And Pennsylvania, and they've been having a lot of trouble up there in Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, all that on the East Coast and everything. They might not like Trump. I'm not sure. I can't believe it happened. He needs to tighten up his security. I mean, really, he is up, vigilant. He is walking on his own, but that don't mean that he can't have a fragment in the side of the head or a bullet, a small caliber. It did sound like a very small caliber. So, folks, be on the lookout because they have not reported that they got the guy yet. There might be many people involved in this. So be on the lookout. Keep your ears open. Let's get back to listening.
To evacuate him. Because also you're in an open area here, right? Right. So you don't have that concealment to cover. You have, whenever you do an open area like this, massive line of sight issues, meaning you can get the threat from so many different ways, so many different areas. And just one thing to touch on too, typically after an event like this, it's typically the FBI who comes in to do the investigation of what happened.
I'm hearing 5 shots.
The Secret Service element is the element that does the protection, and the FBI typically is who's going to come in to investigate what and how did this happen.
I mean, let me ask you
Came
this.
from the right side.
In terms of what kind of intelligence law enforcement has or is given before an event. We're in prime time campaign season. These candidates are out there doing sometimes multiple stops in a day, big crowds lined up. How much does local law enforcement know about potential threats? Maybe somebody in the crowd who has written a nasty email or a letter or that sort of thing.
They do. Before, when you go out, a part of the event,
It's possible it came from the left side because right before he gets shot, he turns his head to look back at the crowd. It's possible it came from the left. The wound is on the right side. Now, whether he got nicked with a bullet, whatever, or maybe he got scraped or something, hit his head on the podium as he went down or something. We're not sure. Reports are saying that he was shot at, and I'm hearing 4 or 5 shots. So I'm guessing someone probably did try to do something. What a bunch of idiots. I mean, it's a sick, crazy world. Very sick and crazy. No, I couldn't be there today, Christopher Valdez. I had a yard to cut for people. Valdez asked, "Were you in Pennsylvania?" No, I wasn't in Pennsylvania. I like Trump. Either we're going with Trump or we're going to go with Kennedy, but it don't. Well, I'm not sure. We might change and go with Biden, but it's what do they have to offer for us people, right? JR is still trying to impress Jodie Foster. Oh, Jodie Foster. I had a big crush on her. But, all right, let's get back to see what they're saying on CNN. Man, I wasn't even set up for a live. I was actually cleaning my computer with contact cleaner, the board and everything. I had to throw everything back together real quick. I want to thank one of my mods for messaging me real quick saying, something's going on. Somebody shoot. I'm like, oh man, what's going on? I thought they were trying to take out one of my mods, but even worse, Mr. Trump, and that's horrible. Let's see what's going on.
Pretty much like so many we have seen throughout this election season, people joyous, people excited about seeing the candidate, hearing what he had to say. Nobody signed up for this, however. I want to go to NBC's Dasha Burns just outside that Trump rally north of Pittsburgh. Dasha, you were there as the crowds were trying to get out. As you watch the video, of course, your eyes are focused on former President Trump and his reaction, but you're also seeing people in the crowd who seem unaware, don't quite realize what's happening. I suppose that's not unusual. As you were able to exit the grounds, were people beginning to fill in some of the blanks of what they saw and heard?
Yeah, Lester, absolutely. There was a lot of confusion initially. You don't expect something like this to happen going in. There's so much security protocol when you come to a Trump rally. And as we were first hearing those sounds, so many people that I talked to, myself included, our team here, thought it might have been fireworks. We weren't sure what was going on.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me at first when I was listening to the replay on it. Was a small, like a firework or something, small caliber. Now, either it was small caliber weapon, or maybe they had some kind of a silencer on it, but it didn't sound like gunfire. It did sound like firework or something, firecracker or something. But it's obvious it wasn't because they got 5 shots off. That's what I heard. Now, I don't know if them 5 were maybe police returning fire, but from what I can hear, I think the guy got off probably about 5 shots. Whether Trump was hit by one of them, I have no idea, but they were saying he was hit. And the photo that they're showing, it's very well possible either he hit his head on something on his way down to the ground, or he might have took a round or something. He's lucky if it just took his air and didn't go in. God bless him. all glory goes to God. But yeah, just that's crazy. All right, let's get back to what they're saying. They're interviewing someone that was there.
Then when they got him up and they turned him, I could see the blood from the top of the ear to the bottom. Wasn't gushing, but it was covered. And then he put the fist bump up, stay strong, and they walked him off.
Aaron, what was going through your mind? What did you think when you first heard those sounds?
I thought this would be what you just said. I thought it was fireworks, 4th of July. It's been pop, pop, pop. That's what it sounded like. The gentleman behind me, I was one seat, he was to the right of me. He could see the sharpshooter on the behind truck. He said the sharpshooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. Now,
Ooh, he
when
was
I
in a
told my
water
husband at
tower.
home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV they showed before Trump hit the ground, the ear was bleeding. So that sharpshooter went across, Trump turned his head, his ear must have been nicked, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Oh boy, sharpshooter. Yeah, that's what I heard. Probably about 4 or 5 shots. She's saying someone was in the water tower. Son of a gun. Hell, I got a water tower about 100 feet away from me. Let's get people on there. Quarantine it off. Put a fence up around there. Make sure no one can get up on that water tower. Cut the ladder about 10 foot up. Make sure no one can climb up that ladder. And these people are gone nuts. They're climbing all up in trees and water towers trying to take people out. Wow.
Something else.
When they got Trump down on the ground. And then we were just so concerned that he wasn't hit because we couldn't. It happens so fast. It's really hard to process it. I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. He looked very strong. So then I saw that little bit when I saw that blood. I thought, he must have just hurt himself, hopefully. But it does appear that he was probably nicked by that bullet. That Aaron turned his head just in the nick of time.
Yeah, when I was watching him, she's right. When he just turned his head, you can hear the shot. So he might have got lucky when he turned back around to look at the crowd, or he was looking off to the side. And, phew, boy, man, oh man, he's lucky. He is lucky. And like I said, it did sound like a small caliber weapon, like a firecracker. Nothing big, nothing, a 50 cal or anything like that. That would have, if it would have hit his ear, it would have ripped half of his head off probably. So it did sound like a small caliber weapon. And I'm thinking the guy got off 4 rounds, maybe 5. Now whether that was Secret Service returning fire, but I heard 4 shots before I heard anybody even move. I mean, Trump got down after the second one. Yeah, jeez.
You've been here all day.
That's it. You were NBC.
Yeah, we're here. Look, the atmosphere coming into a Trump rally, the supporters, very jovial, very celebratory. Typically, people are selling merchandise, food. What were you coming in with today, and what are you leaving with tonight?
All right, well, let's get some confirmation that they got the guy. And we don't have others out there in that area. People are just walking around calmly. It was like a tailgate party. That whole area should be locked down. They should be having choppers out and everything. Did we get any confirmation that they got the guy? If not, keep your eyes open and ears.
I feel sad for our country. I feel sad for everybody. You don't like the guy, don't vote for him. Don't kill him. We love the guy. We're going to vote for him. What is up with his violence?
Now, what's really freaky is just a couple weeks ago, wasn't Trump or one of them were saying that either Biden or Trump, one of them two were saying they were trying to kill each other or whatever, or the parties were trying to hire somebody or do. This is crazy stuff.
Yeah,
People knew that
right.
he must have fallen off.
This shows a new detail. And Lester, of course, this is an eyewitness account. We don't have those details confirmed. This is what Erin witnessed from her vantage point. We will wait for law enforcement to give us those details. But again, this is a developing situation. And right now, Erin and so many others just trying to make their way home, as there are thousands of people who were in this parking lot.
Valdez, is that who did the shotting? Mark Violet? Mark Violet?
Give your continued great reporting there as we get these accounts, and it bears reiterating. Look, folks, there are things that we're hearing, things we're learning. We will tell them to you when we can confirm them. Obviously, the witnesses have been describing potentially other victims in this, and we continue to work that angle very aggressively as we know more.
Well, they're saying the bullet missed Trump and hit a spectator in the stands. So it was definitely an assassination attempt. Oh, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Now, well, hopefully we can get some kind of confirmation if they got the guy or guys or whoever was involved. All right, I'm going to end this video. I want to thank everybody out there for watching. Our prayers are with Mr. Trump, and I agree with some of these people. If they don't like him, they don't like him. You know, does it have to go to this extreme where innocent people are being hit at a rally that are not running for president? Yeah, it's just, it's crazy. All right, you folks have a good night. I'm going to go back to cleaning my computer and cleaning up around her. And we'll keep you up to date on what's going on. Yeah, just horrible. Hopefully they get him to the hospital and they check him all out and he's fine. And looked like Mike Tyson took a bite out of his hair. So, I don't know, maybe, who knows? Looks like a cannibal bit him in the ear. All right, you folks have a great night.